gamers, and welcome to episode 410 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for March 25th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
There's a lot going on, Daniel. It's been a crazy week. Like, March is one of those months, man, where you have some warm days and then you have some cool days. Like, I thought it was what, a few days ago? It was like 70 something, man. I was like, yeah, you're wearing shorts. Then I came out shorts yesterday. Well, you saw me come out shorts yesterday, and I didn't realize it was that cold outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it's been a cool week, especially for sports. All right, let's get right into it. Get XFL out of the way. My DC Defenders are still undefeated. They are favored to win the championship. This is like the best DC team in this city. Well, that city, because I'm talking in Baltimore, but for that city in years. I mean, they had the Nationals win a few years back before COVID, but the Nationals are like basement dwellers now. They turned the Orioles and them sort of switched places. I ain't gonna put the Orioles like they're like that good, but they're better than them. Yeah. Then they had the Caps are still the Caps. I mean, they're a team that they win games. You just hope that they can do something in the playoffs. But I mean, they lose in the playoffs, but they still, at least they get there. At least there's something to see in the postseason. But the basketball team and the NFL team, the Commanders, I mean, it's whatever with those things, man. They're like the Wizards. I don't know what the direction they're going with here. Like they've been losing, but they still technically have a chance to get into the play-in game to a point. Like, I just be wishing, like, can they just die so I can just not pay attention to them anymore? But then I can look at the standings like, oh god, these other sucky teams, they suck too, like them. So they're just keeping us alive. I'm like, I just want them to be eliminated so I just have to not worry about it anymore. Because it's just like, I don't know what I'm watching. It's like the ship is already sunk, but it's somehow like just got its head a little bit above water just to be like, hey, we're not we're at the bottom of the ocean yet. We're still hanging in there. So what else? Big. Oh yeah, March Madness is happening. You know, man, it's one of the best times of the year in sports. I love it. That's my favorite thing in college is March Madness. Like, I love the tournament. I've been watching the girls too. They've been having some big close games. Actually, I don't know who won, but Villanova was down by a lot, like I think almost like over 20, and they came back and won. I mean, I think they came back and won. I turned around because I was rooting against them, and I was mad that Miami was letting them come back on them. And when Villanova got that lead, I turned it off because I was like, fuck it, it's all momentum's on their side. I ain't watching this shit. You had me invested. You got me invested, Miami, and then you just broke my heart. Then I know Maryland's playing as we are doing this podcast. They're playing against Notre Dame, and the winner will play the winner of the South Carolina, and I don't know who they're playing, but most likely South Carolina will win because they're favored. So I'm just hoping if Maryland wins this, I mean, I hope they can beat South Carolina, but that's a tall order. I mean, South Carolina is damn good. And I mean, I like South Carolina because I like the coach. I used to have a crush on her in my younger days. And what's her name? Dawn Staley. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, their team is awesome. And the men's are just all like messed up. Like all of them ones are gone. They are done. They all lost. Like all the favorites are gone. The people who were favored to win, they're all gone. Nobody has their bracket perfect. Like they're liars, and whoever has it, they had a computer generated. It was cute. They had like 1 billion brackets made, and that's why. And they ain't doing them all. They had computer generated. That's the only reason they have, because there ain't no way fucking hell you had these teams in there left. But I don't know. I don't really have anybody to root for, really, because the guy who I was really rooting for was Michigan State, 'cause I do like Izzo. But I think they lost. Actually, you know what? I don't know about that either, man. I'll be staying in games, man, because I be hurting my heart, Daniel. I'm like, oh man, this is nope. They lost. So yeah, I don't really have a rooting interest. I just want to enjoy these games. Like, I mean,
There you go.
these teams, all these teams in here, except for Connecticut. Connecticut has won a championship within the last 20 years. But actually, Texas, the Texas one. I know they've been in the Final Four, but I don't know if they won a championship. I don't think so. I don't think they have.
Oh.
So I think it's going to be like a new winner that hasn't won in like years. Like Connecticut is like the closest team, the most recent team to win out of all these teams. These other teams, I don't know if they won in my lifetime a championship. Honestly, I know Creighton never won. I don't think San Diego. Well, I know San Diego State hasn't won in my lifetime. If they have won any, Miami's never won NCAA basketball game. They won football though. Then you have Kansas State, Florida Atlantic. Hell, Florida Atlantic. I don't know if they've even been to the. This might be the first time they've been in Elite Eight, maybe. And I know they hadn't been in the Final Four. Connecticut and Gonzaga. Gonzaga has been to championships, but they never won. They had a lot of great teams. This is like their big chance, probably, with all the favorites losing, or they could be one of those favorites that lose. Though they could be another victim. So, yeah, it's crazy year. It's a crazy year. I don't know if this is good for the WCP. A lot of people are joking, saying like, "Man, I know CBS hates this because there ain't no big schools like left, like top schools like people watch, but." For people who are just fans of basketball, this is cool. I mean, this is what we thought we knew was coming at some point. That this parity was coming. We saw it. We saw it writing on the wall. It just hasn't happened to this extreme yet. Like technically, these schools though, except for like Florida Atlantic and maybe San Diego State, you can want to say, and maybe Creighton. Even though Creighton's in a big division, you don't really see them get this far. Like, they're still big colleges. You know, they're like still big colleges. They just weren't favored to win. So we haven't got. So if you see like maybe Creighton or Florida Atlantic go, that's a big deal because that's probably the smallest schools I've ever seen in my lifetime really win it. I know some people would technically say, "Hey, Duke is small," but they're not small for basketball though. They maybe like they're not small for basketball. Like they're big. I mean, it's a small campus. That's basically it. But it's hard to hell get in that school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's yeah. This is pretty cool. What else is happening? Baseball. Last thing is they had the World Cup. Well, they call it the World Baseball Classic, and it was the USA in a championship versus Japan. Japan beat them by 1-1. I think it was 3-2, and I guess you couldn't write a better script as Shohei Ohtani, the big star in MLB, the guy who could pitch and hit. He was the closing out pitcher for Japan going against Mike Trout, his teammate, who is also one of the greatest baseball players. So, was this a setup, Daniel?
Yes.
Or was this a coincidence?
Without a doubt. But that's the way we like it, Dominic. We like stories.
And, yeah, exactly. And he struck him out. Shohei Ohtani struck him out. So, and that was his first time he ever actually played against Ohtani because they're on the same team. And I guess, look, I don't know baseball, so I guess they don't really practice against each other as pitchers or whatever. A pitcher or a hitter. So that was the first time they ever faced each other. And yeah, it was a great moment. Even though it was like, interesting. It's like, but yeah, it was a big moment. Japan won. Yep, the USA, we're going to have 4 years of shame until we play again in the next tournament. The US, man, this is like our best team on the field. Now, I think offensively, we were the best. I don't think pitching-wise, we were the best, though. Even though we had good pitchers, but we didn't have our best pitchers. But we had good pitchers, but we had the hitters. We had the bats. We just think it's Japan, and they're good. Japan got a lot of players on their team too that play for the majors. In Japan, they're big on baseball. I mean, the teams that were left in were like the biggest baseball guys in the country. Like Mexico was playing Japan, I think I want to say, or US. I forget. I know Mexico was in the Final Four, and what was the other team? The other team was it Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico was in the Final Four. So actually, no, Puerto Rico beat Mexico. I forget. I get them confused. I think actually no. Puerto Rico beat Dominican Republic. That was like an upset. Then Mexico, I know those guys too. I think they played against Japan or the US. I forget. But it was yeah, man, it was cool. It was cool seeing those guys, and it's so funny. Like I look at those teams, you know, especially like in the Caribbean and stuff, and Mexico. Like, so I know those players. Like, hey, I know these guys. It's like, yeah. So because a lot of these guys are in the major leagues, so it's like, yeah, I know them, and so it's cool, like seeing them represent their country, you know, and playing it. I like this setup. I mean, like soccer, I don't really like soccer, but I do like the whole like the World Cup setup. Stuff, yeah. I like that kind of tournament style. So with the thing like basketball or baseball, yeah, I would like to watch it like that. Basketball, I'm kind of warming up to. Maybe I'll watch it the next time basketball has their FIBA. I might actually watch it because now that competition, I mean, it's been close for some years, but USA still be winning. I think that's why I kind of lose interest because, like, yeah, I want the US to win, but I also want to be like, hey, we tried. It was hard, you know. Now I think last time it was pretty good, so I kind of missed out on that. So maybe I might start watching USA basketball. But baseball, I knew that even though we had our best team, that we could still lose because there's a lot of great guys in those other countries. That it wasn't going to be easy. So that's why I think why I had more interest in that. The idea that, hey, we can lose, and hey, we did lose in championship, that this is worth watching. That is more, it feels more meaningful when it's not like the dream team. Like the first, like if it's a team like a dream team, like in basketball, the early years when it was Jordan and them, it's like, dude, we should win. We should blow them out all the time, and that's fun for the first year because it's never happened.
Sure,
like that was cool, but when it got to be like, oh man, I mean, we're always going to beat these teams if we do this. That gets to be boring. And so I like it that the world has caught up in basketball in that way. And the baseball has been like that for some time because the U.S. has not been winning this thing a lot. I got to see the numbers. I know they won last year, but they didn't win the year before that. And I've seen other countries win the other years. So that's why I like it. And that's why I like hockey. Hockey is cool too because, yeah, we're not going to be, USA is going to be a favorite. It's going to either be like Canada, man, sometimes, or one of those European countries, maybe, who win it. So, yeah, that was cool. Any big news on wrestling happening?
Nothing really worth going into this week. Next week will be the lead up to WrestleMania because WrestleMania is next weekend. So we'll talk a little bit next week.
Oh, okay. That's big. Yeah, definitely. Oh, but I got a question.
Sure.
There was something because I saw an advertisement when I was watching one of these college basketball games. Mm-hmm. About AEW, something about a camera, like they're doing something new with like production. What they doing new? I don't like behind the scenes stuff. Like, is there a locker room stuff happening, or they said
they're coming out with a new show that when Cody Rhodes was there, him and Brandy, his wife, had basically like a Ms. and Mrs. or one of those types of shows about their life on the road and whatnot. It seems like they're kind of replacing that with this like behind the scenes show where it's like, oh, you're going to see behind the camera, and it almost seems like just a reality show thing, but it also seems like they might be using it for like storyline stuff too. Like a lot of people are speculating like, oh, could this have anything to do with all the CM Punk stuff? I can't imagine it's going to be as much as that. Like this whole time it was a work and it's part of this whole elaborate setup for a show, but I don't know. There are also rumors that they're going to be doing like a Saturday afternoon show at some point starting this year, which they've got enough as it is. I mean, I guess if they're getting money from like another TV deal for that, whatever, great for them. But like they already do Dark and Dark Elevation, which are their YouTube shows, which are like 3 hours a piece every night, or on Monday and Tuesday nights. And then, you know, they have Dynamite, which is 2 hours, and then they have Rampage, which is an hour. And it's increasingly like nobody cares about Rampage. So I don't know. Friday nights at 10 o'clock is a weird time slot for them, but they can't really go head to head with SmackDown, especially with SmackDown being on Fox. You know, it's on a network, so I don't know. And Thursday nights, I'm sure if they moved to Thursday nights, Impact would move just like they have in the past. But that's kind of the only other place for them to be, because Tuesday nights is NXT, and they already kind of got beat up by NXT. So I don't know if they want to relive that now, especially with like all these rookies being on NXT and it not being like a big brand for WWE as much anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they've been like, that's been one of the talk, because it's on TBS.
They're definitely probably
so
promoting the hell out of that thing.
Yeah,
I think that starts this coming week, so we'll see what that ends up being.
So I guess we get to what we were watching. So I'll start it off. Okay. So I finished that movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Nice.
Which is I believe it's done by the guy who did Crouch the Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I know the actress was in there, but I think the maybe the director or producer, I don't know. Okay. Or maybe they just mentioned her. I don't know. It might be, but yeah, this movie, it came out last year, and I think I don't know if it won an Oscar, but I know it was in the Oscars. But my sister had saw it, and she told me how, man, this is the best movie she's seen 2022, and I was telling her like, nah, man, this movie ain't gonna be better than Batman and Top Gun. So I watched it, and I think it is. I think it is better than Batman and Top Gun. This movie is great. This is a great movie. It was also heartwarming at the same time as it was funny. It was a comedy action, a nice storyline, a nice heartwarming storyline with the mother-daughter. It was a good movie, man. Like, it was a great movie. Like, nice. I enjoyed it throughout. I mean, I was always interested in seeing it when I first saw the preview of it.
Yeah, it looks
so I was
cool.
like, oh, this is something. Yeah, cool. And I was like, I was talking about multiverse. I was like, wow, they really going like the freaking comic book routes here and stuff. Man. But you know what? It might be the best multiverse movie we got.
Damn.
It might be the best one. Shit. I mean, dude. I mean, come on. Those movies ain't Oscar worthy. So that's not even compare. Like this was good. I mean, not saying, oh, this is definitely Oscar worthy. I have no idea. Like, the standards of Oscars have changed. So I fucking don't know. I didn't even know when it was a good standard, so I wouldn't know what Oscar is. I always figure, hey, if it's artsy fartsy and maybe it's black and white, then no. Exactly. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Like, so I don't know. I know some people, like, I remember, like, was a Harry Potter crew was all upset one time and they didn't get an Oscar, and I was just thinking, like, should y'all?
Yeah, this is probably around one of the last movies where it became like somber.
It was the last movie. Yeah, because like, how many people watched it? I thought the standards wasn't about blockbusters. I mean, a good movie is a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I give it that. Now, there was a guy who was like the big, was he an art director or like a sound director? He was like a big award-winning one, but I think he said he saw about a movie. It didn't get nominated because of, it was like a blockbuster-like movie, but he said that should have been nominated for best sound. They say, look, if it was a good sound, it's good sound, or like a good movie. It doesn't matter what, if it's popular or not. I mean, shit, Titanic won a fucking Oscar, and that was the best, most watched movie at the time. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. If it's good, it's good, and there may be some still biases in that, but then again, I'm like, nobody watches the Oscars. Look at the freaking ratings. So, but I think Oscars are really I think of like the guy I watched on YouTube, Antonio Moore, was saying is like they're really just for to sell the movies really still. Like to promote the movie. Absolutely. It's for you to have that tagline. This movie was nominated for blah 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 Oscars, or this movie won blah 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 Oscars when they promote the movie. Or show it off or something. I mean, and I think it's really turned to that. Which it sucks, but I mean, yeah, it sucks. That's why and people are just really tuned out of that stuff anymore. Like, people don't look at stars like they used to back in the day, because now that with basically the internet, I think that's pretty much I don't know if you say ruined it. I mean, all depends what side of the coin you're on with that. It changed it, because it's like you see these stars all the time now on social media if you follow social media, or in like there's other things to do to entertain you that doesn't really make it a big deal as it was at one point. About like, oh, there, it's almost better. Like, I'm not gonna watch the Oscars, but I will talk about them on social media. Like, that's what the thing. People just like to see that, like the whole discourse on that. They may not watch it. They'll listen to other people talk about it, talk about the Oscars. They'll watch it for them, and they'll go by what they hear people talk about and just state their opinions on it and stuff like that. That's what it feels like on these things. All right. So what else? I watched the new South Park this week. It was pretty good. It deals with Butters getting a job because a lot of people are like a lot of stores and companies are not finding workers, so they're hiring kids. Yeah. And Butters got hired, and Cartman gets jealous, and then Cartman is doing all the stuff that you hear about, like people think, oh, I'm taking a mental health day or mental health time. I don't want to. Or then like he was working at an ice cream parlor, Butters, and so he vouched for Cartman, and then Cartman was like, he was home one time and he said, I'm going to work from home. It's like, how can you work at home from an ice cream parlor? It was a pretty good episode. It was, I liked it. And you still haven't watched the other South Parks?
No, I still haven't watched them
yet. Yeah, so that's all I really watched. So what have you been watching?
So I finally got back to watching some Mandalorian. I'm caught up with that right
now. I'd be forgetting about that show, man. Honestly, and I don't know. I don't know when I will watch it. Honestly,
it's been.
I'll probably wait to it like it's at the when it's over and probably just go through it.
Might be the right way to do it, because like right now the first episode was kind of the second episode was really good, the third episode was kind of again, and then this latest episode, the fourth episode, was really good again. So it's kind of been like, if you watched it as one thing, it's like, oh yeah, this is good. But it's not even that they're bad. It's more that they just, like, the first episode kind of reiterated the stuff from Boba Fett a little too much. And then the third episode just kind of goes off on this weird tangent that's kind of unrelated to the Mandalorian and Bo-Katan and all the stuff that's happening with them. So it's weird. It's also like the longest episode. It's like almost an hour long. It just feels like it's not completely out of place, because like you see what it's trying to talk about in relation to like the grander scope of where they are in the timeline and what's going on with everything. Kind of like the whole overarching plot with Baby Yoda and Grogu, and like why they've wanted him since the beginning, from the first season and all that stuff. But it just felt kind of out of place, because the second episode, like, it ends on such a big like whoa, and then the third episode begins with kind of like a whoa, this is cool, what's going on, and then it just kind of jumps to this other storyline, and you're like, yeah, this is weird. But it's been I'm positive on it right now. The other thing I've been watching is this Apple TV series called Shrinking. I think I'd seen like a poster for it or like an image for it. It's got Harrison Ford and Jason Segel, the guy from How I Met Your Mother and I Love You Man and those kind of shit.
Oh, Rick Moranis too?
No, Rick Moranis.
No, honey. It's like Honey Shrunk the Kids?
Nah, it's not Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Basically, they are therapists, and Jason Segel has had kind of a rough go of it. His wife passed away, and he has been dealing with it horribly. He's got a teenage daughter, and he's just kind of been like not paying any attention to her. The neighbor is basically raising her at this point, and that's the lady from Scrubs and Cougar Town, and been on some other things. I think the guy who did Scrubs is one of the guys that worked on this, as far as like showrunner or whatever. But so far it's been really good. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. Basically, Jason Segel is trying to get his life back together, and as a therapist, he's also starting to like get more involved with his clients. Like he's like directly telling them what they should be doing instead of just listening to them and kind of helping them. Like in like the first episode, he basically is just like, look, you know, to this woman, he's like, look, your husband is awful and he's the worst and you should just leave him. And then Harrison Ford is like the head of the practice, and he's like, oh, you can't do these kind of things, you know, that stuff.
He says it in that gruff voice he got now. Like,
yep, exactly. He's yeah, and what is her name? Michelle Williams.
That's not a moon. No. He said it was a moon. This was a moon.
Yeah. But the two of them are kind of the leads, and then you also have Jessica Williams, who was, I know her the most, I think, from The Daily Show. She was one of the correspondents. She's also a therapist at the practice. She's also very good in the show. So yeah, I'm liking it a lot. I Ted Lasso's back on. I've watched the first 2 episodes of that, but I don't really have much to talk about in the ways of that.
I still gotta watch second season. Damn.
Yeah. But while I was on there, I saw that and I was like, oh, I'm interested in this. I think when I initially saw the like image of it, I thought it was, I didn't realize it was Jason Segel. I thought it was, what was the dude from not Baby Driver, from Driver. Fuck, why am I blanking on his name? Blade Runner.
Driver.
Also 2049.
I don't remember Driver in the movie, yo.
No.
Drive. Oh, yes. Nah, I think about the video game, but
yes. Driver the Rock. No, that was Spy Hunter.
He was in that love story too that everybody likes, right? The
yeah, crazy, whatever. Ryan Gosling. That's what his name is.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yes.
Maybe I thought that because Harrison Ford is also in Blade Runner 20.
I'm trying to remember who Jason Segel is. Is that the guy from that is from Whisper right? The soccer player coach. Is that Jason Segel?
Soccer coach.
On the on that's not
Ted Lasso. No. Jason Segel is he was the guy that brought the Muppets back. He was in I Love You Man. He was on How I Met Your Mother. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I think that's the one I was trying to think of, but forgot. He's kind of like the big goofy friend kind of guy.
The guy. Okay, he was part of the group with
like Seth Rogen and
Seth Rogen and
he was in that too. Yeah. So yeah, I like that show. I think you would probably enjoy it as well. So yeah, that's what I've been watching this week.
Oh, cool. All right, so I guess we get to what we're playing. So you can continue.
Yeah.
What is Electhead?
Yeah, I had previously talked about it briefly, probably a couple of months ago at this point, but I just jumped back into that. It's a puzzle game, basically, where you're this little robot, and you electrify whatever surface you're touching. So the levels are designed kind of broken up into segments. So if you touch this portion of the level, if it is also touching like a platform, that platform will start moving and stuff like that. Initially, it seems like this very like kind of straightforward puzzle game, and I'm just trying to make it to the end. But I got stuck on this one puzzle, so I eventually looked up the solution, and then I'm starting to see like it's a lot deeper than I realized, and I don't know if like I'm supposed to like I'm watching the first puzzle I watched, and then I was like, okay. And then I got stuck on a puzzle after that. So I went back and I watched the same playthrough. And like, he's like falling off the map and stuff. And I'm like, am I supposed to have known to do this? Or is he doing this because he's like 100%ing the game? Apparently, I found out it has 2 endings. I don't know what either ending are yet. But like, it's just kind of crazy. It's almost like Fez-like, where it goes off in this weird kind of tangent thing. But so far, I'm still just trying to get through the basics of it, but it's really novel. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that long. I'm already in the 6th zone, which seems like it's going to be the last one. So yeah, but I'm just having a good time with it. It's really neat, really simple. The art style is very like Nintendo, original Nintendo kind of indie art style. So yeah,
where did you play this on?
Steam.
Steam? Oh, okay.
Yeah, playing it on PC. So
I gotta look this game up, man. 'Cause I don't remember this.
Yeah. So,
all right.
What have you been playing this week?
Keep talking while I look this game up. All right.
Robots.
Okay, I see what it is now.
And this robot doesn't want to have sex with me like your Atomic Hearts robots.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll start off with Atomic Heart then. Yeah, I'm gonna play some more Atomic Heart, and definitely has. I mean, it is definitely a Bioshock feel. It feels like, yeah, like even the cartoon animation where you're getting your new powers when it shows how to use them. It kind of a mixture of Bioshock and Fallout, like the Fallout Boy guy. Which, you know, in Bioshock, I think I said the same thing when I played Bioshock. I was like, hey, wherever it came first. I forgot what came first, but I was like, this looks like that. Yeah, what year did Fallout come out? Did that come out the same year as Bioshock?
I mean, Fallout's they were using that similar kind of like cartoon guy for years before that.
Well, see, I didn't know about it then.
Yeah.
So, so Bioshock was copying them. All right. So, but yeah, it has that. It's just everything's now is kind of like Soviet Union communist kind of thing. Look with it. But let me see, the powers they're all right. The controls are okay. Like I feel like they could be better. Like with the use of the powers. I don't know. It doesn't feel. It feels like it could have been met better. I'm still getting used to like using the powers from the buttons. I'm used to like, hey, maybe I use a trigger for it, but actually no, that's for me to aim my gun or something. And yeah, I mean, it's like a just with gun. I don't know. It just feels. I gotta play Bioshock again and see how they did it compared to this.
I wonder if this is going for more like a modern shooter, which Bioshock didn't quite go for, like because of the powers and stuff.
And this one, it shouldn't, because it's not like I'm going every place I'm shooting something.
Oh, okay.
Or I might be going stealth. You might go stealth. If you go stealth, you don't get caught. You might not have to shoot anybody. You might could just do stealth kills. So it's not right now. I'm not doing a whole lot of shooting, honestly.
Gotcha.
I've been playing on the original Xbox. Like I played some on a PC, and then I put up where I could get level up I put all the my skill points up to the highest level, and then I moved to the Xbox and then use all the skill points to level up my character, so I have all the powers now. So I was like, okay, now I can get through this game a little easier. And I mean, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still curious about the story. It's not grabby like Bioshock did, but I do want to finish. Like I do want to finish it. Haven't done that fought that boss yet that you've seen in like some of the trailers. That big thing that looks like it's from Incredibles. But I have seen it though. Like I've seen it go around and like do shit, and like you kind of avoiding it. And
so
shit.
It's almost like a songbird type thing from Bioshock Infinite, where it's like, this thing's around. So.
I mean, I don't think it's really. I don't know if it's following you. I think it's just that you're just in the path. Like it's doing shit. It's going crazy. But yeah, it's a cool game. And even for the Xbox One, it looks pretty good. I know it definitely looks a whole lot better on a PC or the Xbox. the Xbox or PS5, the Xbox what's it fucking called? Series X. Yeah. So yeah, I think being a Game Pass game, I think that's really cool. So
Definitely.
I can definitely get my hands on it. I also played some Guilty Gear. I tried it out through the Xbox Cloud. It wasn't as much pixelation playing that, but it still was some. But I was playing under your name, and but there wasn't no lag. That's the thing. It's like I'm not getting lag. It's just the pixelation part. So
I wonder if they've just prioritized that. Like, hey, we would rather have you have a smooth but ugly, experience than a really good looking but unplayable experience, I guess.
So, but yeah, I played this game on PC. I talked about it before, and I played through one of the characters there. I don't know the guy's name. I don't really know the guys. I'm not really familiar with Guilty Gear as much as I always looked at it from afar and liked how they looked. Mm-hmm. So I love that animation. Like I like the anime kind of animation, hand drawn kind of look to it. And yeah, it feels good. It's not fast like how Dragon Ball Z is. Dragon Ball Z is really fast. This is not as fast as that. So that was really what was me getting used to that. But once I got used to it, I kind of understood it. Still learning some of the guys' powers and moves to do. But it's fun. And I'm glad that's up there. And then Dragon Ball Z is gone now, which is unfortunate because I have the game. I bought the game, and I would like to still play it through the cloud. Yeah. because of how fast it loads. I guess, once I get maybe those high power systems one of these years, I'll just have it. Or when Xbox finally do it where, hey, you can get games you buy, can't just still be streamed. I'm hoping they get to that point sometime. And with the fucking family plan. Like, they're launching the family plan in other countries. They are launching them in other countries now, but they still haven't not want to bring it here yet. And it's pissing me off, Daniel. Pissing me off. I don't know what the hell is the holdup. But yeah, we'll see.
They gotta wait for this Activision thing to clear because they want to do what you told them to do, which was do the family plan in conjunction with the price raise. That's why.
Oh, okay. But hopefully they can fix the cloud streaming too, where I don't have to be pixelated. Mm-hmm. They can team up with goddamn Nvidia and say, hey, we want to do what y'all do. Make it so that
put everybody in the queue.
Yeah. All right. So what else am I doing here? Oh yes, Persona 3 Portable. Still playing through that game. Probably maybe at the halfway point or a little before the halfway point of the game. I got a new character and the story is really progressing. It's different. Like that's one thing. Like this is definitely the story wise. It's different from Persona 5 as like who's your enemy and things of that nature. It's not you going to people's personas like Persona 5. It's like a science experiment that went wrong. And now these shadows happened and they were trying to control time because the shadows seem like they can control time because they have that, they call the 0 hour or the dark hour? The dark hour. They call it dark hour, not 0 hour. It's like time stops, but it continues like they're in that space, and scientists did something, and then of course you know what it is. They get too close to the sun and shit goes wrong, and and now that's what you guys are doing. Now I still don't understand how you get personas though, like where your persona comes from. And technically, I guess you never really was taught that in 5. If I'm thinking about it, it just happens. But anyway, oh, hold on. I am, my headphones back in. But yeah, still enjoying that game. Still playing through it. Yeah, I'm enjoying my time. Not as good. Yeah, 5 is so far. Yeah, it's still the best. Like it's definitely better than this one.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's not wrong. I think
an OG fan down.
OG. Well, I didn't play the first one. Maybe there are people who like that. It's weird though. Persona 3. I'm sorry. Like first I was thinking that they point the guns to their heads, you know, to get the persona out.
Yeah.
And then it's out. Like, it's out there, and then you can do some of the moves with the personas if you choose to, or just do your regular hits with your weapon. But they shoot their heads every time they use a magic power.
Oh.
That's fucking weird. It's always fucking weird to me to see, like, persona, boom, bang. Like, she
It's a lot of gun violence. What is this, America?
I'm just saying, what the hell was the thought process behind that? Like, I know Japanese suicide rates are pretty bad. Though I don't hear them really by guns, though.
Yeah, no, guns aren't really a thing over there in the same way.
They do it the hard way. But anyway, it's like, but I'm like, what was the thought process? You know what? They shoot their heads and their personas comes out. I think that's a good idea. I say, yes, it's something. I just want to know, like,
it's a cool,
how do
edgy
you come up with that
visual, though. Like, that's all.
But like for every time, persona, bang, keep shooting. Goodness gracious. I'm kind of glad that's out because it's just weird. It's just too weird. It's for that. And I know there are some people, and especially in our society, man, they're like, oh no, you can't do that. It's like that. What are they doing? Like the way suicides are and stuff like that. Yeah, I can't argue with them against that. I mean, for those people, I'm like, yo, I can't argue why this is cool because it's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't seem that cool. Anyway, yeah, that's it for that game. And last, definitely not least, Diablo 4 beta is open. So I downloaded it on my Xbox. I didn't try it on my PC yet. I might try it on PC just to see how it runs. I might download right after I get up this podcast. The Xbox looks horrible on the Xbox One. I guess I should say Xbox One. It looks horrible because I don't have the new consoles.
Mm.
It looks worse than Diablo 3. Right now, this is a beta, so maybe it look better. But I'm thinking that this is what the game's going to look like. Like this is going to be like if you put the settings down to the lowest on your PC, if you have the game, because that's what it looks like. It looks like it's everything on low settings. But it sucks because I'm like, man, I can buy Diablo 3 and it looks better than this game.
Yeah.
Now, that's just graphically. Now, gameplay-wise, there are some changes. Now, I haven't played enough Diablo 3. Even though I beat the game, technically, I beat it so long ago. And I have played it recently, but I don't remember all the mechanics. And I basically just ran through the game, honestly. I played by myself just going through the story. And people were right. The story is not that great because I don't even remember what the hell I did. As far as story wise. Because it's really just about grinding and getting loot and playing with people. So right now I'm still playing by myself though. I don't know. I probably can party up with people, but I don't know if there's a lobby for me to party up in. Or at least not yet what I played. I played the beginning. I picked the druid guy, and thankfully it was already set to look like a black person, so I had to go through all that shit. And the story, so far going through the voice acting stuff is pretty good. I think it was good. The voice acting was good in the other games too. Story is whatever you want to take it as. But it had that same, the opening scene was that same cinematic you've seen, and probably, I don't know when we saw it at E3, when we saw the announcement of Diablo 4 with showing Lilith coming down, stuff like that. They have that. You're going to this town, and you you help the townspeople, you thought you were helping the townspeople stop whatever was happening in the town from basically the demons. But you realize that these people are under the influence of Lilith. They were just using you, and until some guy helped you. And now you had to kill some of those town people, and probably all of them. You probably kill all of them. And now I just stopped at that part. And mechanically, like, you can't do dodge has changed. I know that. You can't do infinite dodge. Like, you can just keep dodging constantly, like a dash. Constantly. Like, I remember in 3. And this one, it's a wait time. Like, you dash, you gotta wait. Which, I guess if you're a person who really just use that a lot, it's strange. kind of strange for me because I'll be pressing it and I was not ready to load yet when I want to dash. But I think it's probably to the benefit of some. It probably goes against. I mean, it's probably like tied to some other mechanics to make it so that maybe you get something to make the dash faster, or maybe there's characters who can dash quicker. They probably don't want to make it because I think, like somebody says, that in the last game, it was no point of picking someone who was faster because everybody could dash, like all they want. So you kind of spam it. Unless you made that the mechanic, unless you made dash the mechanic within itself. Now I don't know how was that intended for 3 to be that way. Maybe it wasn't, and that's why they said, "Oh, we're gonna change it in here to do that," or not. I don't know how people are feeling about that. Because I saw an article, somebody was talking about the game, they didn't like that idea. So I don't know. I mean, I'm okay. It doesn't feel like I'm slow or anything. So far, I mean, sometimes I wish I could like dash right back, or maybe there is a level up where you could double dash or something like that. Later on, I'm not sure. But it's not killing the game for me. I've leveled up maybe 2 abilities so far. With the druid, it was one where you have a electric, like some kind of electric thing with your weapon, that some kind of electricity or something. Then I have something with earth where it can that's actually a range attack, where so I can hit enemies in out of range. I don't know what the farthest I can hit them at though. But I noticed like, oh, okay, this is good. So I don't have to keep getting close to people to hit them with my weapon, that's what it's like tied for the electric attack. But yeah, I mean, so far as Diablo, I mean, it's still the same. I mean, overall, it's still the same. It seemed like it's all right. You would probably have to go to people who really play Diablo 3 a ton to really see how they feel about this game, or big Diablo fans. Like for me, it's fun. I mean, I like Diablo 3, the gameplay wise, and this feels still the same in that way. I'm also curious about this Lilith character, like what she's doing, because she's a little different. Like she doesn't want to at least for right now, it's like she wants to just kill humans or something like that. She just wants them to serve her, or serve her or worship her and stuff like that. And I don't know if she is against Diablo. Like it was almost seeming like she said like the demons are coming up here, and almost like she's here to help save them.
That's gonna be the twist.
So I want to know if it's like she just wants to rule or something, and like basically like she's not a good. Then that's how she's good, but she wants to. I don't know. I wonder what the story is behind that. Like if she's an enemy of Diablo, because they say she's a daughter, and does she like her? I'm guessing she's Diablo's daughter. I wonder if she's like she doesn't like him or not. She has daddy issues. I don't know. But yeah. It's all right. I know it's like the most popular thing because even people who I follow who don't really talk about games, they're even talking about like, me waiting in the queue, say for hours. It's like me waiting in the queue for hours. Play the beta. See, I downloaded the beta like last night and played this morning, so there wasn't a ton of people probably on early in the morning or so. It's probably some of those people who were playing for like 24 hours straight up there though, but they ain't that so many people. Some person saw like, hey, here's my my setup for the Diablo gameplay. They got like a chair with a hole in it with a bucket. So I'm like, oh god, these people are they really can't really get into this, huh? But yeah. So yep, open beta. I think it lasts for the weekend. Maybe I think
that sounds bad.
I don't know when's the last day. Yeah, is. And then the game comes out the summer?
I don't. Yes, I think so. Damn. For release date June 6th. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before the summer, but hey, it's true. Yeah. All right. So that is it. So I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the flashback segment.
All right.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. And we're back. And now we're flashbacking to 2013, 10 years ago. Let's see what games came out 10 years ago. That's what we're talking about. We got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon came out on the 3DS. I never played this one. Did you ever play this one?
No, I never touched that one at all.
Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't touched Luigi's Mansion at all. So, yeah, I'm the definitely wrong person to even talk about this game. I haven't touched any of the GameCube or even the one that came on the Switch recently.
Yeah.
So, I know you're not really a big fan of the Luigi's Mansion because you're a Luigi hater.
I'm a Luigi hater.
So,
yeah. I think this one is kind of the one that people point to. I mean, before the Switch one, at least, as like the really good one. I know people are positive on the first one, but it really feels like there wasn't that much there. But this one, I mean, I'm looking at the scores. It's got an 86 on Metacritic, but that doesn't even really feel representative of how well it scored with some of the bigger publications. Like Destructoid gave it a 9.5, Eurogamer gave it a 9.5, Game Informer gave it an 8.5, Game Trailers gave it a 9.3. You know, seems pretty well liked. You know.
And then you brought it down.
And then I brought it down, yo. I was like, I've never played this, but I'm pretty sure it's trash.
All right, so what else we got here? We got, Army of Two, The Devil's Cartel. This is the third one, I believe, right?
I think so, yeah.
And was there another one after this, or this was the last one?
I can't remember, to be honest with you. Let's see. Series.
Oh, there is a 2010s Army of Two 40th Day.
Yeah, that was the second one. So we had Army of Two, Army of Two, 40th Day.
Oh, shit. I played the second one. I don't remember it being called the 40th Day. I never knew there was a subtitle to that one.
It was just Army of Two to you?
Yeah.
Army of Three?
I remember.
How'd they never do that? How'd they never do Army of Three? Come on. Gears of War came out. They had more than 2 players.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want the goddamn. And it's like, no, 3's a crowd. They didn't want no third wheel, Daniel.
We don't swing that way.
Yeah, Army of Two. I mean, the first game was pretty good. I mean, it's like around probably like an 8-ish kind of game, or like high 7s. I enjoyed it playing with my friend. It definitely wasn't as good as Gears, but it was fun. And yeah, and 2, I don't know how 2 did, but I know this one was not good. 3 did not get rated well. I never played this one though. I don't even know there was a demo for this one.
I don't remember there being a demo or not.
And I guess we can play it now. This was an EA game, so maybe it's on that EA Play or EA. What's the hell it's called? What is it called? EA's called
EA Play, right?
Yeah, maybe Play. Yeah, maybe it is. But yeah, darn. I go not. I guess this was it. This was and Visual Games was making it. This is when they still existed.
Yep. So maybe we'll get a new Army of Two from whoever developed the Dead Space game.
Yeah, they do a remake of Army of Two. All right. Here's a big one. Bioshock Infinite. 10 years ago, this game came out. It was like one of the most anticipated games, man. I mean, we saw it. It was delayed a lot. The darn woman, what's her name? She changed. She looked different in the final game. Changed her hair and everything. It confused me. Confused me, Daniel. I enjoyed the game. I know now it's the cool. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's a cool thing, but people have really dissect the game for the story, saying how, man, this game was pretty bad. The story was pretty bad. Now the gameplay, I don't know. I don't know what they actually said about that. I always hear really a lot about the story not being good. With it, that it didn't. A lot of things either didn't make sense or that it was told wrong. I think they even said one person saying like, hey, it's trying to say like, hey, both sides were bad when really it was just one side that was bad. Like that they were trying to say that. I don't know. I gotta play this game again because I kind of want to. I was like, darn, and I never played the DLC for this, so I also wanted to do that. Just
Yeah,
never got
I
back
definitely
into
wanted
it.
to play that one that took you back to Rapture, and I never really spent much time with that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed what I played. I like this game. This is like one of the early
Absolutely.
games I played, like best looking games I played on the PC at the time. And yeah, I used to like the look of it and things. The story, it was a little confusing. It got confusing near the end. I did not know what the fuck was going on with all those damn, what's her name?
Not Elizabeth, was it?
I think it was Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yeah, it is Elizabeth. So yeah, when all Elizabeth's drowning your ass, and yeah, you were Booker. I was like, what, Mr. Do It? I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? And I did look up what it meant, and I forgot now. I don't know what it means anymore. But yeah, that confused me. That confused the shit out of me. But I did like going to that city looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Fighting those mechanical like Washingtons and stuff like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the like dystopian patriotism stuff about that was really neat. And
yeah.
I mean I really liked the original BioShocks, and then like their weird take on this like super patriotic city in the sky. I thought it was clever. And yeah, I mean, if you go back and you like really dissect it, there probably are some like, oh, both sides or something like that. But you know, I don't know that I don't think it's as simple as that, which I think is why, you know, those early reviews are so positive, and then it wasn't for like a couple of months before people started to like really dissect it on a moralistic level or something before anybody ever really talked trash about that game, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, because look at his Metacritic score. You talking about 94, 94, 93.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, the lowest score I see is an 8 from videogamer.com that does not exist anymore, I don't think, because I can't click on it.
As they shouldn't with a score like that. Come on.
And that's why you're going to find a story about videogame.com and say they were shut down because of the low score they gave to Bioshock Infinite.
I did pick that collection up on the Switch at some point, Dominic. So, like, if you're looking to go back and try out Infinite, you can give it a try there. I mean, that game should Switch, run well on your PC too, but...
Oh, yeah. I mean, darn, but I wish you could play with cheats on the Switch.
True.
But you know what? No, I might play for real. Just fucking play my Switch again. I haven't touched my Switch in a while. Oh yeah, I did play a little bit of what we call it, Civilization on the Xbox, because it's on Game Pass.
Oh.
And I had played it under your name, so you probably got some achievements. I was trying it out through the cloud.
Yeah, I saw this pop up.
And I was seeing how the game looks and runs, and Darren, I thought it would run like better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought it'd be a little better than that. I mean, it runs well, but I thought it would be a lot smoother or something for some reason. So I don't know. I mean, it runs all right. It probably runs a little bit better than what it does if I put everything up on my PC, but it didn't. Like, I was thinking like, man, it's gonna look like 60 frames per second, some shit like that. It didn't feel like that.
Sucks.
But I know Caesar just kept hounding me about like, you're trying to grow, but you ain't protecting your people. Like, what the fuck do you care? But he was right though. He was right, because I had freaking barbarians keep attacking me, and I could say, oh shit, I need some fucking soldiers here. I was like, Caesar, if I had my cheats, man, I would have been take over your goddamn civilization. It's fucking like criticize me. All right, so where we at here? Oh yeah, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 14 came out 10 years ago. They had Tiger Woods and they had
Arnold Palmer.
Is that supposed to be Arnold Palmer?
Yeah.
All right. Yes. They have the guy who invented iced tea on the front.
Iced tea mixed with lemonade.
Yeah. So I don't know any iced tea other than that without mixed with lemonade, Daniel. I just call it tea. And you put ice cubes in it. That's all I say. Game didn't get rated that well, actually. I mean, not as well as I thought. Like for a game that's like there was no competition for it,
Right.
but 74, 77. Well, I guess that's why, because there's no competition. They said, "Fuck it, we're gonna win." But even though it got some good scores, like a Game Informer gave it 8.5.
Oh, they had the cover
Electronic
story.
Game
That's
gave
why.
it an 8. And they got an 8 from IGN, but it's got some 7s and 7.5s. Like, let me see. Well, I didn't like this. I know this did have the Masters in there. What else did they have? I think they have. There's a color, but I think you could play as some other players, like the European case features. I thought I was going to say Steve, but it doesn't have a T in it. So Sevi Ballesteros, Severiano, Saros. I think he's Spanish. Roy McIlroy alongside Tiger Woods. Then they got some other golfers, and blah blah blah. Because I don't really know golf, so whatever.
Little did he know McElroy was going to take his spot.
Yeah, The Guardian gave the game the same version, a similar score, or well, to a score. Some digital spot said 4 stars out of 5, saying this year builds on the quiet evolution, but also brings a wealth of new and exciting additions, with the Legends of Majors mode alone making it worthwhile purchase. The National Post said there's little question Tiger Woods PGA Tour 14 is the deepest and most authentic golf simulation currently available. Just keep in mind that the scope of all of its alterations and enhancements is better analyzed as a chip shot than a John Daly size drive. I guess golfers will know what that means. The Digital Fix gave the Xbox 360 version score 7 out of 10. Say if you are a fan of the franchise, then you know what you're getting with the new version. And if you're a newbie, this is as good as a place to start as any. So I guess really because there's not much change from the last year's version. That's what it seems like. People were down on it. And this was, I don't know, when did Tiger Woods run into a tree?
I have no idea.
I forgot what year it was. Was this post that or before? I mean, was this after the incident or before the incident? Is this the last one? I think this is the last one though with them, right? So it must be before the incident.
Tell you what. I was going to say they're going to give me the most recent one, of course. Excuse me. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know.
2012?
Right,
No, that's an incredible second shot. What does that got to do with hitting a tree? Oh, because he hit a tree in a game.
Oh, he had a tree with a shot.
Yeah. Dang it. I'm seeing pictures of it, but I'm not. Here we go.
Well, when his wife chased him down. Shit.
2009, it looks like.
Oh, so this is after. So he was still on the cover?
Because this is 2019, and they're talking about 10 years after.
That's crazy. I thought they took him off.
Yeah, I thought they did around the same time, but guess not.
Yeah.
What did they end up taking him off for then? Had to be something.
Maybe contract. Maybe he was under contract, and they just said we was gonna ride
maybe
it
that's
out.
why they have like Arnold Palmer on there too, to like, we got somebody else here to downplay him a little bit.
All right, so we got the Prison Architect came out 10 years ago. It was an early access though. I remember seeing a lot about this game. Really teaching you how to build the
How to escape from prison.
the scooter prison system. How to keep black people down. It's like, I honestly I never looked up how this game was. I thought it was just a prison builder, but what is this, Daniel?
It's basically that. It's kind of an isometric view with very simplistic looking characters. They did a lot of other builder games or architect games, I feel like. Maybe not a lot, but they did a couple other ones. I think, like, for me, Prison Architect grew in prominence when it became like a free Xbox game or something like that. That was when I was really like, oh, look at that game. That's kind of cool.
Oh, kind of cool. Yep. Of course, a white man would think that's kind of cool.
I made all my prisoners white. Thank you very much, Dominic.
All right. And, you put something up here, Daniel.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead and say it.
So I saw all the other games that were listed on here as Ouya games, and then I was looking at it to see what the release date was, and it seems like that thing comes out in June. But the reason the games were coming out was because they were finally starting to ship to the Kickstarter backers, the Ouya being this like independent Android-based console that's very small, compact. It was supposed to be like, we're championing for, the little guys. We'll have a lot of indie games and we'll make deals with them and stuff like that. And that thing came out. I had gotten one, I think, through Kickstarter, or maybe I got it from like Target after the fact or something.
You still got it on your computer desk?
It's actually sitting here next to me because I was going through a box looking for something else a couple weeks ago, and I saw it, and I was like, I wonder what I could do with this if I could turn it into like a little emulator station or something like that.
Nice paperweight.
It looks cool still. It's a nice little cube.
No, it does. It did. It did look like, yeah.
The controller, unfortunately, was not very good, and it just, as an emulator kind of thing, back when it released, it did not run very well. So I very much just got put in a closet and forgotten about for quite a bit.
You gotta change it to make it look like the Allspark or something like
that. There you go. Add some LEDs to it and stuff. Yeah, but it's kind of one of those
that cube
big
from Marvel. What's the cube called in Marvel?
The Cosmic Cube.
Yeah, Cosmic Cube.
Yeah. Or the Tesseract. That's the one from
Tesseract.
Movies.
That's what. Yeah, Tesseract.
Yeah. So, yeah. R.I.P. Ouya. Last time I was really like super active on Kickstarter was like 10 years ago, when that stuff was going down.
Now you gotta get on Kickstarter to help get these Being a Dick game made faster.
Nah, that's Patreon, Dominic. That's the cool kids.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's Patreon. Yeah, I forget. I get them confused. All right. So that's it for 2013. So now we go back 20 years to 2003. We got Amplitude came out for the PS2. Amplitude was the rhythm game made by
Harmonix. Basically like the precursor to Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Yes, Guitar Hero was not. We didn't know that was coming.
Nope.
This is the first thing. I remember reading about this game, and I saw like decent scores. I was like, oh, that's a good rhythm game. But when I saw what it looked like, I say, I'm not paying $50 for this game.
Yeah.
So I missed out on it. I missed out, even though I don't think I missed out. But I mean, it's a fun game. It's just that I was not going to spend my hard-earned cash that I earned working at the ice cream shop to buy this game.
Yeah.
So it's but yeah, it got like an 86 on Metacritic. What kind of music they got here? They got here's some music they got. They got the Cherry Lips from Garbage. They got I don't know who those guys are. They
I
do
know
got
Garbage.
King of
I don't
Rock.
know if I know the song, but I'm just bad at names for songs too.
King of Rock, the Executioners remix, Run DMC.
Yeah.
You got Urban Tumbleweed from the Baldwin Brothers.
Is that like
shit,
Alec
I didn't
and
know.
Daniel?
Yeah. Is Alec Baldwin and his brother?
It doesn't look like it.
Oh,
It's really unfortunate. It's a missed opportunity.
I know who Reezer is.
Yes.
Dope Nose. I thought Reezer was Hugo from Lost, because it was on one of their covers, and I thought
Yes,
Hugo was Reezer I thought Hugo was Weezer, and I was like, oh shit, that's Weezer? I said, okay, good. Yeah, he's a singer.
And you saw these nerds in the video.
Everyone says from David Bowie. It's the Metro remix, though. Respect from Pink.
There you go.
You got M80 from Papa Roach.
Papa Roach.
And What's Going On from Meccan and Roxanne Shante.
Don't know if I know them.
You got Rocket from Herbie Hancock with Mixmaster Mike, Grandmaster DXT, Rob Swift,
Now we're talking.
Hubert and Babao, Faust Shorty. I can't click on Faust and Shorty.
Nope.
Darn. I got Wikipedia pages. That's sad. Okay. Let me see. We got you got Rockstar, the Progression Club, Cool Baby, DJ HMX. We got BT with Wild Child, Kimashabi, Manchild up here. On Blade Trinity soundtrack. I didn't know he did a song. Hard Wax.
Interesting.
Nitro Narcosis. It says labeled as Hard Wax on the Blade Trinity soundtrack. Okay.
That's weird that it's got
I Am Hated by Slipknot.
Slipknot, there you go.
Oh, Blink's 182, The Rock Show.
There you go. There's
Out
like
of the Box, Acrobatics, and Sibian
8
Project.
people on this list that I recognize.
Yeah, it's a few people I know, but I couldn't tell you the songs unless I heard them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, I heard it before. Oh man, we got some Russian here. Cosmonaut Zero, Spaz Tick. Ooh, communist boo. All right. So yeah, there you go. That was pretty big. And this was actually published by Sony. And they did, I believe they had another Amplitude game.
Well, there was Frequency first, and then they did come out with another Amplitude game that was like, I don't remember if it was Kickstarted or something, but
it was a Kickstarter campaign offered. Okay, campaign to raise over $84,000 in funds to play Amplitude game for PlayStation 3 and 4. The reboot was released in 2016.
Okay.
All right. So now what else we got here? I'll skip that one until I'll say that one for last. Marvel versus Capcom 2, but this is the Xbox version, so they finally got to play it.
Yeah.
Which probably looked like the better version than the PlayStation 2 one. But who cares?
I still miss when the game looked like that, Dominic. Why did they have to make it look awful?
I know, man. Darn. Because 3, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was. I still would rather had it look anime.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, what the hell they did with the fourth one? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Tiny head mode.
And this is huge, man. Oh my goodness. It's been 20 years, Daniel. I cannot wait. This is what I got a GameCube for. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. This is what I got a GameCube for.
Game is awesome.
Because it was actually a good time. Like, I actually had, what was it? I actually pre-ordered this game before I got a GameCube. It was like my way of saying I'm going to get a GameCube. And then it was a good time when I did get a GameCube. I got it before this game came out, though. I think I got it like in whatever NBA Street 2 came out, something like that. I got a GameCube because my PlayStation 2 was broken and I wasn't going to take it to the shop right away. So I was like, man, I got enough money, but I don't want to use it to fix this yet. I'll get a GameCube, play with that, and then I'll save up money to get my PlayStation 2 fixed. So I was playing. So I think my PlayStation 2 was still down when I had this, but yeah, I got there. I can remember. Yeah, I pre-ordered from Walmart. I think what I do? Did I cut school? Yeah, I cut school to get my pre-order game, and then I came home, played the shit out of that game. What day was 24th on? In 2003.
24th was a Monday.
It was a Monday, yes. Because, it was a Monday. So I didn't have to work that afternoon or evening. So, yeah, I cut school that Monday. So I had a 3-day weekend. I was like, ooh, 3-day weekend. Got that game, played the hell of it all day. And I had the strategy guide too, the Nintendo Power official one. And I was upset of some of the things I couldn't do because it said, well, you can do your tingle thing if you have the Four
Game
Swords
Boy,
game,
yeah.
man. Or not, or the maybe not Four Swords. It was the
Link's
It
Awakening.
was with Four Swords.
With
It
Four
was like
Swords,
Link in the Past with Four Swords.
Link's in the Past. That's the one.
So, and I was like, oh, I don't have a GameCube or that, and I can't do none of this shit. And I was angry, and I was like, fuck you, Nintendo. Fuck you. So I couldn't do everything. But yeah, I played the hell a lot of that game. I think I was at the beginning for a long time just looking at the graphics. Just looking at me cutting grass and look at the cartoon. I said, oh my God. So how does this game do this? How does it look like this? I said, this is beautiful. God, yes, that game. And it's still not on the Switch yet. Fucking Nintendo.
Yeah, that's the disappointing thing. Like, Princess. I would love to play the Wii U version, but I don't want to play on the Wii U. I just port that.
No,
thing
not
to
Twilight
Switch.
Princess. I'm sorry. They brought back
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword,
which is just as bad as Twilight Princess.
Fucking, oh my God, that fucking flying. Oh, but yes, this game was awesome. And like, I guess it was a thing people call it Zelda. I remember seeing that in GameCube. Yeah. It's like, oh, Zelda. Some people like don't like this. But I wasn't on message board, so that's the only reason I knew was from Game Informer saying like people
were very upset on the IGN message boards back in the day.
And
I was there.
I was I loved it. When I first saw the game, I thought it was incredible. I thought it was like, wow, this looks like a cartoon. I never thought of it as a bad thing.
Yeah.
I guess because I wasn't really into the whole Zelda thing. Like, oh, I wanted to look like when the GameCube first was announced, you saw that Zelda fighting Ganondorf. I mean, and that looked cool. But when I saw it change to this, I was shocked how it looked, but not shocked in a bad way. I was like, oh, this is different. And I said, this looks cool. I got to see this in motion. And the thing is, I never seen it in motion until I think when I played the game, honestly. Because I don't think I saw a preview of it because I had no video to see it. I don't know if I saw, maybe online I did find a video. Maybe online I did find a video of it because even though it's like that was back in the day, I was doing dial-up, so it was. You
would have been watching it in real player, the size of like a postage stamp.
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
Did not do that game justice.
So, but when I played that game, I was like, wow, this game looks beautiful. I was like, I don't know what the people could be mad at this. I was like, dude, I like this better than that realistic looking Zelda thing. And guess what? They never did. Well, Twilight Princess is probably the closest thing they did to that. And it looked boring. Like, Twilight Princess, actually, I would have liked it more if that was the early GameCube game. Because of like, going from Ocarina of Time to that is like, that's normal progression. It's like, yep, this is what it looks like. But since they went this to something very bright and colorful, hand-drawn and looking really great, Wind Waker, and then going back to really dull looking with Twilight Princess, I did not like that. I was like, man, they always look like fucking autumn in this game. It's like Jesus. But yeah, this game, I really love it. I talked about this game more than you did, and you're a big Zelda fan. So
I didn't want to stop you, Dominic. You were going on a roll. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. That game was amazing. I think the moment that sticks with me the most is just going down at the end of the game underwater, and then everything's black and white, and then you bring the color back to the world. That was the moment where I was like, this is the perfect art style for this. This couldn't have been done any more perfectly. I couldn't believe how well that game pulled off the whole cartoon art style of it. I was never a Zelda guy. I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe they did this to my boy or whatever. But I was like, I don't know how I feel about it yet. Like, this could work, this couldn't work. But they absolutely pulled it off. It's incredible. And it's just so disappointing that they haven't brought that game to the Switch yet. Because I'd really like to replay that game. But I know, like, even emulating the GameCube one, they added some of that quality of life stuff to the end of it, where you're not doing kind of the item hunting stuff at the end of that game. That sounds like a pretty big improvement on it. And I don't know what the status of emulating the Wii U one is, but yeah, not gonna talk on that too much, Dominic. It's too modern. But also, like, if Nintendo doesn't give me a different way to play that game, like, kind of fuck them, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, especially with like the shops the eShop shutting down and everything. So, like, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, man. This game needs to be brought back. Exactly, it needs to come, and it better be the first one to come before Twilight Princess. I swear to fucking God.
I mean, you would hope they would bring them together, but it's Nintendo, so they absolutely won't. But like, yeah, I'd even pay an inflated price for that game if it did come like packed in with Twilight Princess. But because of that, they charge you like $80 or something like that. I would still buy it.
I just used to love how, because it was okay, I guess if you still want to call it shell shaded, but it wasn't like the black line.
Yeah, it didn't have that block outline around it, so it really looked distinctive.
Yeah, and I used to love just how his eyes would just follow. Like, I forgot what it was following, because it would look around. Like, I think when you moved either the ferry or someone or something. Like how his eyes would just move around.
I mean, that was was what was so impressive about it, because we're talking about back in the day when everything was kind of like a static mesh on everybody's face. And that's what people who were like couldn't get over the Zelda thing didn't understand, is like what they were doing was incredible. Like the level of detail they were adding to these characters by making them this way, like, was amazing.
Yeah, you show the emotion. You can really see the emotion clear in their face. It was like everything was like really clear. Like I can just really see it was really distinct. And man, yeah, I just love the look. Like that game was like my favorite game at that time. Like I couldn't get over it. I couldn't get over that game. Like I used to just say like, wow, man, this game just looks so incredible. I was like, man. They said they did an awesome job with this. It's my favorite, still my favorite Zelda game that I ever played. Nice. Still my favorite one. My second favorite one is the Sega, not the CDI one. The CD one though. CDI one that's my second favorite. That animation was superb back then.
It's Wind Waker and then the CDI Zelda, the top two cartoony looking Zeldas right there.
Yeah. All right. Actually, that wasn't even the last one for 2003. I forgot I had these two down here, but I can talk them quickly. You got WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games.
Amazing.
With the S being a money sign.
Yep.
But it's the first. I think it's the first WarioWare game in advance, right?
Yeah, it was the first.
Is this the first WarioWare
game? Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the first WarioWare game, probably. Yeah. So you played this, so you can talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it took what they had done previously with like the Rhythm Heaven games and wrapped it with this Wario kind of aesthetic, and it's just like it's got this cool, like, even though it was 2000s, like 90s grunge to it feel. Yeah, I mean, it's on the Nintendo Online Game Boy Advance emulator now, so I just go play it. It's so cool. It takes little snippets of old games. It also just has like little mini game that they created for it. It's really neat.
Cool. And also we got here Fire Emblem: The Binding Blade. This was Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance. Still at the time, I was not familiar with Fire Emblem except for the Smash. So and plus I was only playing the GameCube games, but thing is, this got rated like around 80 something on Metacritic. So it was like, was this the first one? Was this the first Fire Emblem game on Advance, or there was another one?
I think the first one might have just been Fire Emblem.
I was about to say it was just a remake, right?
Yeah.
Or repackage, I guess. I don't know if you call it a remake. It was just based off the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
one,
I think
probably?
it was based off the Super Nintendo. I can't remember if it was
So this is probably the first
graphics or
original one then. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is probably the first original one. I don't think this was a remake of another one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, the first of the 3 games in the series released on the Game Boy Advanced handheld.
Okay.
It is the last Fire Emblem game to be released exclusively in Japan until the release of Fire Emblem New Mystery of the Emblem. The Binding Blade was
so this one,
followed by
this one didn't get released in the US at this time, but did it get re-released in the US in a later format or anything, or this never got released?
Looks like it never got released from what I'm seeing on this Fire Emblem wiki.
Then why they have it the subtitle? Because they had a Japanese title that I don't know what the hell it said. But the Binding Blade is like an American. It sounded like an American title, so why didn't even have that?
Yeah, I don't know. Because they love America, Dominic.
Oh,
this one's got
whatever.
Roy, the guy from Smash Brothers, in it.
Yes. All right. So now we're going back 30 years. We got 2 games for 1993. We got Dragon Ball Z Super Budoten. Budoten? I think I pronounced it right. I don't. But this is the first Dragon Ball Z fighting game. This came out 30 years ago. And I did not know about Dragon Ball Z then. I don't think a lot of Americans did. Most Americans who are Dragon Ball Z now, Dragon Ball Z fans now didn't know about then. Some of them probably weren't even born then. So, but yeah. So I remember playing this on the emulator though. When on the Super Nintendo NES emulator, they had this game, and I was like, "Oh, a Dragon Ball Z game!" And I played it, and I thought it sucked because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But it probably did suck too. I have no idea. I have no idea what this game was rated or anything like in Japan. But yeah, this is the start of the fighting game until we finally really got the what's it called? What's the one called that came on PlayStation 2? Budokai, yes.
Budokai.
What does Budokai mean? What does even Butoden mean?
I don't know.
Let's see. Let's put it in. I mean, what it means. It just shows me Dragon Ball Z Butoden. Okay, Butoden meaning. There we go. It means it's something like martial arts fight legend.
And Budokai means a way or path with the connotation of a spiritual journey.
Oh, okay. Wow. That really doesn't make sense with a fighting game.
Oh,
Whatever.
wait. It's 3 kanji letters. Bu meaning military or martial. Do meaning the spiritual journey. And then Kai meaning a society or association. So I guess that's why the Kai that they have when they refer to it in Dragon Ball is like taking the energy from everyone around you. It's community.
Yep. Now that makes sense. All right. So last but not least, 30 years ago, Kirby's Adventure came out. We were introduced to Kirby 30 years ago.
Take him back.
The big pink blob who eats everything. This is yep. Before then, all we knew was John Candy. Now we got Kirby. Sorry.
I said that was a pretty good joke. That was a pretty good joke.
But yes, Kirby. The first Kirby game I played was the GameCube one. I mean, not a GameCube. I'm sorry, Game Boy. Was the Game Boy one. This one came on Super Nintendo. I said Super Nintendo, and yeah, it came. It was still okay. This was a Nintendo game. It was still Super Nintendo games coming out. That's I don't know how well it did. I guess there's still a lot of people that say Nintendo. I guess not everybody upgraded to the Super Nintendo yet.
Yeah.
It didn't come out to North America till May. Kirby's Adventure, and yeah, what was it called? Dreamland. That's what I remember with the Game Boy one.
Yeah, Yeah, Dreamland.
So yeah, I was I played Dreamland, but I played Dreamland like way after. It probably was like
I think the first one I played was like the
was
Super
there a Dreamland
Nintendo
2 or 3? I probably was after those, if there were something like that. Yeah, it was late when I played Dreamland. So no, yeah, damn, I remember I played Dreamland. Dreamland, I played that in probably 1998 or something like that. Like when I had Pokemon. so yeah. Because it's like a resurgence. It was like a resurgence on my GameCube, Game Boy. I was bored out for Pokemon. Then I started saying like, hey, I want to try some other Game Boy games. But yeah, so I never really touched Kirby games. I always seen them. I thought it was like pretty cool. Like, oh, he can eat things and play them. But I never got it. I never had a Super Nintendo, honestly. Yeah, because I had a Sega Genesis. So maybe I would have gotten Kirby games on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
If they came out. But did you have this or had any Kirby games?
No, it wasn't until like the Super Nintendo when I was playing it at my buddy's house, and then I probably came back around by like Nintendo 64. I played the Kirby 64 and I really liked that, but that's kind of where I got on board was the Super Nintendo one, because I'd play with him, because you could do like the co-op stuff where you have the little buddy guy that you eat a guy and then spit him out.
Yeah, and the cover art for this is pretty cool. I didn't even notice that it was like turn the sleeve, like turn the picture off from the background, like sucking it up.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
I never thought about that, I guess. Yeah.
It looks like this could be Green Hill Valley from Sonic in the background here. Yeah, that's what it was. It was symbolic, like, yeah, we're gonna kill Sonic.
But this came out first, right? So that means Sonic was stealing from Kirby.
Actually, technically, no. This came out in 93.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah. I keep thinking like NES game. It must have came out before, but geez. That's so weird.
All right. So that is it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. And now we're getting to the gaming news. What we got, Dan?
Yeah. So big news, Dominic. A new game has been announced by 2K. Lego 2K Drive. This is going to be an open world racing game. It seems like it's going to be kind of inspired by like a Forza Horizons meets a Mario Kart or Sonic Racing transformed, but with the added dimensionality of Legos. There's a trailer out there now. It's coming out May 19th. Have you seen the trailer for this yet, Dominic?
Yes, I have.
What do you think?
And it looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. I just don't like that it's 2K. Because, well, then again, I probably wouldn't like it was WB. Yeah. So I don't know what the fuck.
No, I already noticed in the trailer there's like a hamburger thing, a hamburger car, and it's like hamburger car comes with the awesome, really deluxe edition and can be purchased separately. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Because I'm like, because I know NBA 2K, and I'm like, oh my God. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, 2K? Why is 2K, like, they're doing this game? And why does it have to be called Lego 2K?
Yeah. Like, the name is just dumb.
Are they going to do this yearly?
So
is this going to be a yearly thing?
There's apparently a rumor out there that 2K is going to be doing several Lego, like, sports games. To kind of get the younger audience, so I guess this is the first of them, Lego 2K Drive, and then maybe you have like
younger. How young are they trying to go? Because those sounds like babies playing NBA 2K.
maybe they misunderstand their audience, Dominic.
Because like my friend, when he played, they sound like little kids.
Yeah,
they don't sound like no God.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, but this game looks all right. I guess we'll see. May 19th. That kind of came out of nowhere, and it's going to be released in
it really did
2 months. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, it looks really neat. I just hope the microtransaction stuff is not atrocious. At least, like it can be there, but just don't be. So I just have a feeling like I hate menu systems that look like Fortnite. When I get on Fortnite, there's a whole bunch of shit
where they're just trying to confuse you into buying something.
Yeah, because I'll be like, oh, okay, let me click on this. Oh, no, okay, you get it when you get the pass, and if you complete these missions. Yeah. And it's like, you didn't show that at the beginning. You didn't show that at the front screen. You just let me just click on it. Like, I hate that shit when they just put a whole bunch of jargon up there. Flat is like, dude, what's the part I'm getting to the game and what stuff can I get for free right now?
Right.
It's like that's what I need to know.
Exactly.
I meant to try Fortnite too. Speaking of Fortnite, because of the
creator stuff,
Attack on Titan stuff.
Oh, it's Attack. Okay.
Wait a minute. What you say?
The creator stuff. They added like an Unreal Editor for Fortnite or something.
I didn't even know about
that.
Because they said, I think they had a date of when one of the characters, the main character Aaron, would be there, but he wasn't there yet. But I wanted to try it. I want to see how it feels with that stuff. I keep forgetting, and maybe that's for good reason.
It's your brain's way of protecting you from Fortnite. Yeah.
All right, so what else we got here?
All right, Dominic, next up we got, according to Doug Rosen, who is apparently the senior president of games and emerging media at Paramount Global, they are working on a TMNT The Last Ronin video game that is a single-player action game with a mature tone inspired by the more recent God of War games. Are you familiar with the comic book run of the TMNT The Last Ronin?
Not the Last Ronin one, no. But I am currently reading like a run that runs, I think, after the 2010s.
Okay.
But I'm not the Last Ronin one. Like, I guess is that more recent? Like, what year did that start?
I didn't see the year, but basically the idea is that it's like a more futuristic New York City where 3 of the Ninja Turtles has been killed, and that leaves one turtle standing who carries all of the weapons. Wait a minute,
that was in the cartoon.
Oh, was it? Did they do the cartoon for it? Do a cartoon for it?
I mean, that was a storyline in the cartoon, the one that came on Fox.
Okay.
Or the 4Kid, or whatever they call it. That Fox run when they had them. Which I think is, well, right now, as far as the Turtle runs I've seen, that's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a part where was it Donatello? Donatello went into the future, and I think some of them were dead or dying. Like I forget it was Donatello and Michelangelo. I forget, it was one of them. But yeah, they went to the future, and then they even talked about they were on their last legs and they died and stuff. Like, yeah, it was pretty dark, but not dark, but it, like, 'cause it's still a kid show. But right. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I was like, oh man, like, he gotta get back into the past. Like, he gets back in the past. But yeah, that one was interesting. Yeah, I wonder if that
like this
is inspired.
Came out in 2020. Is when it was published.
Oh, darn, that's really
real modern.
Well, late / like really recent. So yeah, so maybe I wonder if that was inspired by that episode to some extent.
Yeah, so that is very cool. Next up, Dominic, we've got Spider-Man 2. We might have a kind of release window. The voice actor for Venom, Tony Todd, who some people may know as Candyman, the original Candyman.
Okay.
He has hinted that it's coming out in September. Well, he didn't hint. He just tweeted, "Hey, it's coming out in September."
Tony Todd. Yes, he's played in a lot of things.
Yes,
like I remember him. He was Worf's brother in Star Trek. The nerds will know this.
That's right, nerd.
And which is funny because I think he plays another character that. Was he playing another Klingon that wasn't even related to Worf, and he just played it? And
That's
I was
just
like,
racist.
Wait a minute. It's like, hey. But yeah, I know he's been in Star Trek, and he's been in a lot of sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, he's in Final Destination. It looks like.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been in TV shows. He's been all over. Like he has that. He has that voice. I heard his voice acting in a lot of things too. I mean. In games also. I mean, yeah, the guy has been around, man.
Yeah, so that should be cool. But he basically walked it back with another tweet that was basically like, "Oh, I don't know when that game's coming out. I'm not even sure that I'm Venom in that game." Poor man let all the secrets slip, but it's cool. We'll see that in September. That's around the same time that we just found out that whatchamacallit was launching the Starfield, though. So I wonder if they are going to directly counter program, or if they're gonna.
They better not delay that shit.
That game
you better
some
say, you
space.
know what, you go ahead against it. You ain't coming out on it anyway.
Exactly.
You ain't coming out on this anyway.
Yeah. All right, Dominic. Yeah. Speaking of which, some Bethesda games that are not coming to Sony platforms. Redfall allegedly was originally in development for the PS5 and was canceled after the acquisition by Microsoft. What can you say? But basically, no shit, right? Like, it was probably in such early development.
I find it funny that people are so angry about the game they always thought was never coming out for.
But now
and they didn't even know it was coming out
for it.
And so it's probably some of the same people angry are probably like, they're the ones who call it, man, that game gonna suck anyway. It's midfall. It's midfall. And they're like, oh, it's gonna come out here. How dare Microsoft do this? Keep the game away from us.
Yes.
I don't know. They're all idiots. I mean, idiots on both sides. It's like, you say, shut the hell up. You buy the games you want, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not mad at the sheeple. The people who are like, who does this whole like platform as a platform. I'm really mad at the people like the guys the writers and stuff who kind of feeds into it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like what are you guys doing? Like I mean, why? What's wrong with you? Like, is this? I mean, y'all want to do this? Y'all just want to cause
it drives clicks. Cool. It drives clicks.
Yeah, it's like y'all some fucking man. Y'all be better than that. It's like you don't. Oh man,
that's why our cover art is going to be related to how Phil Spencer is literally killing the PlayStation by removing games from it.
I'm okay with that. I mean, we bashed them about Starfield on our last cover.
Absolutely. All right, Dominic. Next up, we got some more kind of Microsoft news. As it turns out, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, it still exists, I guess, because they just released a short little teaser thing of just.
It was the game was like a launch game.
What's that?
I thought the game was a launch game.
It was a launch game. Well, it was an implied launch game, and then it was an implied launch window game, and then.
Well, that's what I mean, launch window at least. Damn.
But, like, I mean, even then, like, originally we did think, like, oh, hey, this is one of the first games we're seeing for this new system. It could be a launch title, and then we found out it wasn't, and we thought it would be, sometime soon. And, to their credit, I don't know that Microsoft has ever actually set a date, but I think that leads to, the kind of speculation that people make. And here we are, going into, like, the third year, and it's kind of nowhere to be seen outside of this, which really just seems kind of like an advertisement for the Unreal Engine and its ability to do this like facial capture and whatnot. It wasn't gameplay or anything. It was literally just a monologue from the main character. So I don't know, man. Do we see this game at E3?
At E3?
Well, the equivalent of E3, Microsoft's Jeff showing Keighley's, around E3.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest.
So I think so. I think we will. But I just want to know, like, for all the games that we saw that was potentially going to be on the Xbox, I think Halo Infinite is like the only one that came out. Is there another one?
It sure feels that way. It definitely feels that way. As far as like big, AAA stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like, there's so many games that Microsoft has announced and even shown to some capacity. We're talking Fable, we're talking Avowed, we're talking this, we're talking Perfect Dark. Like, it's just insane. And it feels like we're in the dark about all of them right now.
Yeah, that's man, it is. Yeah, Microsoft, they need to finally get some shit rolling, man. Damn.
Yes.
I don't say they need to because I don't fucking know their finances. I don't know. They probably don't have to. They probably could just leave that carrot stick out there for you.
They're
forever,
living off of that
good.
Outlook money right now, Dominic. That Office 365 money.
Yeah.
Clippy is bankrolling them.
Yeah, and that Windows 11 money, I guess. I don't know who's got it.
But yes. GPT money.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't like and that's the thing. Like if somebody come to me and say like what system to get, like I have to explain to them about Game Pass, and then I have to explain to them about the PlayStation. Even they have something like a Game Pass, but
it's confusing. So just buy the middle tier.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot explain it simply in simple terms because it's not that simple. But it's like, do you like playing single player games? Do you like and like they got some great exclusives on there, and compared to Microsoft, who doesn't, but they have potential. but who knows?
Do you have
who
HBO
knows
Max? Have you watched The Last of Us, and do you like that? Do you want a game like that? Then Sony is the place for you.
Yeah, they have the remake of that. The remake of the remaster.
They got the remake of that. They got Uncharted games that are very similar to that. They've got God of War.
And then they got some new one stuff. But like if you're into those type of games, a lot of games you're into is third party. I don't know. It's like, hey, pick your poison, man.
Yeah.
Like whatever. Like really, if you're a guy who's into playing with people, I don't know. Pick your poison. I mean, I guess you can say, hey, well, PlayStation will have a bigger base, but I don't really hear people talking about the same games that are played, saying like, oh, I'm waiting the queue in Xbox, but PlayStation, they're not waiting a queue. I never really heard that. No. So I don't know if that's even a thing, honestly.
The game's
probably
popular.
For the very smaller
it's usually
games.
popular across all of them, and if it's not popular, it's usually not popular.
Popular across, exactly. So... And now there are quite a few games that are cross, not all of them, but at least Microsoft they usually cross with PC, and so is PlayStation. They might do that. They might not just cross with each other's platform. So yeah, I was like, I would say PlayStation 5 probably if you're a gamer, but if you're a gamer, you already know. If you're a person just getting into games, it's like I have to do the talk. Basically, it's like I gotta sit down and tell what each one is.
Yeah,
it's not simple. I know PlayStation was to say, well, it's simple because PlayStation got the better games. It's like, well, it depends on that person, man. Because Game Pass might be the better deal, though. And like that's the thing. It could be the better way for them because maybe they're not into those type of games, or that's not enough. Like the Game Pass, they will get them more out of their money. Right. Even though PlayStation have those exclusives, they'll get more out of their money with Game Pass and playing certain games. I gotta let them know what that is. Yeah, it is like I said, amongst gamers, I would say PlayStation. Like I was thinking of people who really into games, like I want to play video games, I want to do that as a hobby. I'll say PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
That's easy. But like I said, I don't need it. There'll be nobody who's a gamer asking you a question like that. Which one to get?
Yeah.
They already know what they want. And most likely, yeah, those guys, they are PS5. They would say that. Even though, I mean, certain people, like I know certain people I know who get PS5, they're not, it's just funny because they say it's better, but they're not playing all the exclusives either, though.
Yeah.
So it's like, that'll be the only reason I would say it is because it's exclusive. If I not playing exclusives, I don't really give a damn what console I have. I mean, you would go with if you're a guy who plays with your friends, then you go with your friends are. Yeah, if you gotta play with your friends, you play with your friends are. So I said, whatever your friends got or get, do that. Or if your friends don't have and y'all all y'all just pick the same system. Yeah. Y'all just decide what system y'all want to play on.
Get a Series S because it's cheap.
Or if you're a guy who don't really care about playing with people a lot, then really it's pick your poison. If you don't really care about the exclusive, you're like, Yeah, I mean, they like it, but it's not that big a deal, those games or anything like that. So, I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Like the overall system, I'll say PS5 right now. Right now, I'll say PS5 just for overall, like, if games.
Yeah. I wonder how true the rumors are that they're going to be releasing a discless PS5 kind of revamp, because they're going to then also have an external Blu-ray drive that can be added to any of them, and if that would bring down the cost in any significant way. I mean, I don't know if they're looking to bring down the cost, honestly, which is kind of the reality of it. But if they can,
that's what I'm about to say, they'll do that shit and still be the same cost.
I mean, honestly, I think that'll probably be what it is. You know, maybe if they place it somewhere between the,
it'll bring down the cost on their side. Put like that.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Because they've already been
say fuck the Blu-ray drive. I think at some point, and then I'm saying after this generation, I don't know what consoles are gonna look like, honestly. But if there is still a console, I would think it's not gonna be like the traditional Blu-ray drive in there, or I think the 4K drive or whatever they do. I wouldn't even bother. Honestly, I wouldn't even bother.
No, especially if you could offer the, you know, the external option. I think this move, if Sony actually does it, will definitely be kind of the test case, and they'll see if, you know, if this works, then they'll be like, yeah, next time around we'll give you the option to buy one, but we're not going to force you to buy one, but we're also going to make it like $150 or something.
Yeah.
Dumb nonsense.
I'm sorry. I was thinking something else. But yeah, what would it be like? Oh, I don't have 4K player. Like, there's only gonna be a few people that complain about that.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people who complain about that, who's really into that stuff, but it's like, oh well, you just have to buy it separately or keep using the thing you were using before. Or it ain't gonna be some people who complain just because they want to complain. You know, they just people who bitch. Like, that's just what they do. And then you don't give a fuck about them. But yeah, it's because, like, even now, it's like, how many people use it to watch movies and stuff now? Like, actually physical media. like what's the percentage of that? Who's using their stuff to watch their 4K videos? I'm always curious. Like, none of my friends that I know, or friends or family members, have 4K, a physical 4K disc.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nobody I know who has that. Like, that would be something weird. It would be weird because I didn't really think of it. It's kind of weird that I think about it now that, yeah, nobody really gets physical media anymore. Now, there are some people who do still go to Redbox, I know. But they're getting the Blu-rays. Right. And actually, I don't know. I don't know if they still do DVDs at Redbox. They might still do DVDs at Redbox. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But they're getting those. They're not. I don't know anybody who's getting physical 4K like that. I know there are people but I just want to know, like, is the percentage even worth it for the people that are?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, ever since streaming became so prevalent, especially with like Disney Plus, since by the time that came around, the only thing I was really buying anyway were the Marvel movies. I haven't bought any of the Marvel movies in physical form. The last thing I bought was Spider-Man, just because that's not really on a streaming service.
Yeah, because of Sony.
Yeah. So that's
so weird, because Sony, you would think Sony, I mean, they're with Netflix technically, somewhat. But,
now they are, right?
Yeah, but it's just like weird that how they never really got to the streaming space, and it's like, this is why y'all suck.
That's because they want to sell you a movie for $20 through the PlayStation Store.
It was like, yo, that's not going to work. You like it's like they're already like losing money before. I don't know how they are now, but it's like now I see why, because you're just so slow to the change. You're so slow to change.
Yeah. Yep. All right, Dominic.
Nintendo or movie studios.
Yeah. Last piece of news I got here, Dominic. Valve is finally releasing a new game. It is not a number 3, unfortunately, though. It's a number 2, Counter-Strike 2, this summer. So
what?
Yeah.
Counter-Strike 2?
Counter-Strike 2, Dominic. So with Counter-Strike 2, they are moving Counter-Strike to the Source 2 engine and adding things like volumetric smoke grenades. So now, like, when you throw out a smoke grenade, bullets will, like, move like it's a physical object in the world. So, like, bullets will push through it.
Ain't that something? It's so funny because I thought they already were doing a Counter-Strike. This is already Counter-Strike 2. But
well, technically, they're like Counter-Strike 7 or something because they got, like, Global Offensive as the newest one. But
like it's so different. Like this game is so different from the original Counter-Strike that it's like that's the thing. Like the Counter-Strike you see now is not what it was with all the freaking hicks up. So now they're actually going with a 2.
Yeah,
it's so that's so weird that they're really doing this. And it's coming this summer. I'm curious. I'm curious how the hardcore Counter-Strike fans will feel about this.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that stuff yet. I am intrigued to see that.
I would love to get the shitstorm on Reddit and stuff and 4chan about this.
It seems like they're trying to at least appease. I mean, I feel like they went through some of that with like Global Offensive when that became like the dominant one.
Yeah.
But they are trying to say like they have 3 different levels of maps. One that's like it's going to stay true to the original but just look better. And then a second that's like an upgraded version where you'll get like all the fancy features and lighting and everything.
Because because I'm curious about the player base of Counter, like how interchangeable is it?
Yeah.
Like I think the fans of like how long, like what's the average age of a Counter-Striker and like how long they've been with the game? And I just made that up too, a Counter-Striker. And that could be a thing. Like,
Counter-Strike.
That cannot be a thing.
It feels like it's got to be like our age, right? Like that feels like a very old game.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like what like it's a hardcore game, so you would think like yes, they would have to do something to piece because they're not going to be grabbing a whole lot unless they do something so different people, to try to grab people, and they don't care like they lose them because they feel like they did something to grab. It's
just Fortnite now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think they're going to do that. So because I don't think it'll work out for them that way. I hope it's something good for them, for those guys or something like that. And but man, watching like those Counter-Strike competitions, man, I just like I only get dizzy, but I just don't know what I'm looking at. Like it moves so fast.
Yeah,
and I'm just like I don't know what I just saw. My eyes saw something, but my brain did not process it yet.
Yeah.
And like they move so fucking fast in that thing. I think I played Counter-Strike like maybe 2 times in my life. And I don't think I got killed any of those times. those 2 times. No. Because it was like, this is not for me. I was like, this is Ray. They need a Counter-Strike Junior or something. They don't need me too long.
Lego's Counter-Strike.
Like get into. Yeah.
Yeah, but this should be.
I'll get killed in that too. Little kids just freaking kill me. I say, shit. The Counter-Strike senior citizens or something. I mean, I can play with them.
Yeah, they also showed
that's
off
what they start doing the games, Daniel.
What's that?
They gotta start doing like senior leagues. Something for people who can't Twitch and stuff fast.
I need the celebrity Jeopardy level of Counter-Strike.
Senior leagues will start at 35.
I can answer those questions and I can play Counter-Strike at this level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Valve finally releasing a game. Look at them. All right, Dominic, that's what I had for news.
Well, they did release the Alex.
Yeah,
Half-Life
that
Alex.
is true. I forget about that game, even though I really would like to play that at some point.
Okay, man, they need to fix this. My Twitch illegal stream on my Roku because now I'm seeing commercials. They were so good at that. Damn it! Seems a Samsung commercial. Now I'm seeing a Taco Bell. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Twitch is. I don't have it on the news, but I think they went through a lot of layoffs this past week too. They need to do something better because, like, I get that you need to have ads in there, but the way that they, like, anytime you go to a channel and you have to watch like 2 or 3 minutes of ads just before you even see like what's going on that channel, like that kills discoverability. Like,
It does. It's like, darn, even YouTube's not that bad. I mean, YouTube looked pretty good.
yeah, but like if I don't know what I'm getting into and I'm just like, oh, let me check this out, and then I gotta sit through 3 minutes of ads, like I might be like, oh, this isn't worth it. Never mind. I'm just gonna go back to
I'm going through 4 ads
same
right
channel
now.
I know or nothing.
Like I'm going through 4. Like now I'm on. It was before this was a TurboTax, and now it's the Honda, the off-road shit.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Or
Hyundai. All right, Dominic, that's the news I got for the week. Ready to get into new releases here real quick?
No, it's Honda. The Trail Sport. Yeah.
Hold on, this Trail Sport looks pretty good.
Let me see here. What is this? Oh my fucking god! Is this another commercial?
Oh no, you got the extra illegal version, which just is all commercials now. Twitch, oops, all commercials.
This looks like this is the Resident Evil 4.
Oh, shit.
A commercial for Resident Evil 4.
No, Dominic, that's just the game.
Yes.
They're playing it. It's fine.
Oh, now I'm seeing Nintendo. This must be Dan's game and shit. Maybe he said, "Oh, just watch these commercials," and someone's channel, because now I'm seeing fucking Mario movie commercial. Get the fuck out of here. Maybe he has maybe it's a thing. I say when we go on break, we're gonna put these whole bunch of these commercials up here, and I'm getting.
He's on a pee break. Fill it with commercials.
Let me see here on Game Informer. Oh, this looks woke as shit. All right. This diving deep into the sea of stars nostalgic soundtrack. Okay. I'm just looking at how the characters look in here. And
it's that RPG that's based on the Messenger. Well, is in the same universe as the Messenger.
Like, I just look at how it's drawn. I just remember, like, it was a joke about how you draw woke characters.
Oh yeah, I remember you posting that on Twitter. I think it was.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Sonic Origins Plus adds Amy as playable character. Game Gear games and more this June.
I was looking at that. I was like, oh man, yeah, Sonic Mania is getting an update. And then I realized it was the Sonic Origins. And I was like, never mind. That game sucked.
Oh, Origins. Oh, shit. That's what I was thinking too, Daniel.
They gotcha. I just see 2D Sonic and I think, oh yeah, it's the good one. And then I realize it's not.
Yeah, fuck. When is Mania 2? That's probably never going to be made. They said, nope. Never. No, I don't see anything. Dune screenwriter to adapt Gears of War movie for Netflix.
Yeah,
we know that's gonna suck.
He said the Doom screenwriter. Oh boy, I didn't realize that. I heard something about them doing it.
Not that because it's a Dune screenwriter. Just that it's on Netflix. That's why I said.
I mean, that's a lose, right?
Because I'm like,
did you say Dune or Doom?
Dune.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, Dune,
but also still gross.
But look, the Gears of War is like, that's gotta be some high production value stuff for me to get. Because if we go the route y'all went with these other movies, man, but what y'all do with them, dude, this is gonna suck. It's gonna suck. Like, there's gonna be a story to make it worth it with it to scrap. Like, it's not really a story game; it's action. So, like, I mean, it can be a story, but it has to be action.
Yeah.
It has to be a lot of action and a lot of stuff happening. And I just see, like, either going to be some crappy ass like freaking CGI stuff, or like, I just don't see y'all doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'm tired of this game adaptation game because nothing's like the only thing that worked good was The Last of Us. That's only because, well, first of all, Last of Us was a well written story.
Yeah,
it was a well written story, and it was in the plot like that could be done. Like we have seen movies in this dystopian like future or like with zombies and stuff.
Also,
and
the
something
amount of
lines.
actual zombies that you see in that series is minimal.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So it's not even, and like that's like even in the game, it wasn't. It probably was more than the show, but a lot of stuff with the humans was really the problem, right? So. I mean, technically, that's what Walking Dead is. Even though I think it's more zombies, but the humans is what makes it. Like even the bad guy humans. I mean, the humans they're the guys who actually cause problems. But so it like that can work. Like that, I can see that working. And a lot of people can see that working. I don't see Gears working, honestly, unless you go full blown Hollywood. I can't see it working as a series. Like maybe back in the days of like if you do it like a Star Trek and you have people in makeup looking like locusts, like maybe back in the Star Trek like early like Next Generation years and shit, maybe we would have probably fell for that. It's like, okay, this is nice because I couldn't picture it any other way, honestly, because we didn't really have like that technology really, or we've seen movies like that. And now that we've seen movies, what movies can do and stuff, it's like, dude, how you gonna do this? Y'all really gonna put money into it like this? And where's the fucking Avatar show y'all supposed to be doing?
Oh yeah, we probably don't want to know, Dominic.
Yeah, I mean, because the writers left, so I'm thinking like, man, that shit must be maybe they just stopped. And they're supposed to do a One Piece series too.
Oh wow!
Real life series, and then you
gotta
have
let the anime finish before you do that.
Huh?
So you gotta let the anime finish before you do that.
The anime ain't never gonna finish.
Exactly.
But and we still don't got a sequel. We still don't got a season 2 for Arcane. We only have a damn preview.
Yep.
Like basically a award-winning series, like
critically acclaimed.
Yeah. Netflix. That's what. Yeah, I never get excited about Netflix shows anymore. I always dread them. Like I tell someone, "Oh, it's coming." Netflix is doing. All right. I had nothing.
All right, Dominic. First up, we got Chia. That is now out on PC, PS4, and PS5, and that is part of the PlayStation Plus catalog situation. That is the kind of young girl on an island, very Wind Waker-ish looking, but it sounds like it's very Breath of the Wild meets Mario Odyssey, because you're basically inhabiting the bodies of different creatures around the world, and it seems kind of very chill exploration-y. It seems really neat. So have you seen anything about this? It's getting really good reviews right now.
No, not really.
Gotcha.
No, hold on. Let me see.
Sure.
No, I don't know what the hell this is.
We've seen it a couple of times in the past, but kind of fleeting views of it. It's been like here and there.
Okay. Yes. All right. That's cool. What's it on again?
It's on
so on
PC, PS4, and PS5. Yeah. I think PC it is also Epic exclusive, I want to say. So.
Oh, actually, no, it's on Steam.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool. That's always nice. And then the other.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Coming soon on Steam.
So yeah, it's Epic.
So it's a time exclusive.
That's usually how they label those games because they aren't exactly sure when.
Yeah.
When it's going to be up. So. All right, and then we've got Resident Evil 4 on the PC, PS4, PS5, and Xbox consoles. Looks good, Dominic. Plays pretty good too from that demo. You can try that out if
but this game came out last
interested,
week. I
but
forgot it was a demo. Yeah, the demo you played last week. Yeah, yeah, it does, man. The game does look it's great.
Of course, getting great reviews. So But I just don't know if I can put up with it, Dominic. I don't know if I can put up with it. Got me on edge.
Maybe your daughter can play it. Maybe your daughter can play it.
Maybe she can. She'll be like, look at all those people falling over. Like, it's fine. All right, Dominic, those are the new releases for the week. You got anything else for the people?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys, as always, for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can check us out there. It has all of our previous podcasts, as well as all links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as all the other audio places like iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and so on and so forth. And until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see ya.